Welcome to part 3 of fixing my rear differential lock actuator. In the previous video, I cleaned and painted the area, I lacquered up the new actuator, and I gathered all the bolts that I needed to refit things. And today I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide on how to fit the new actuator once you have everything ready. There's a playlist down below if you want to see the full series. In terms of tools, you're going to need a spanner and a socket for a 10, 12 and 14, which is usually the case when working with Toyotas. And you're also going to need a bottle of Loctite threadlocker. I've got 243 here. You'll need that for the 10mm bolt that's inside the diff lock that holds the securing, the actuating rod in place. Right, step 1 is to get the actuator upright and slide it into the hole. If you bolt it down when you first fit it, it won't match up, and the 10mm bolt hole for the actuator rod, it won't fit inside the fork. It won't fit in the short position to the left, and it won't fit in the long position to the right. The length of the rod makes it too short to fit and also too long to fit. It's a bit of a nightmare. So here's how I solved that after lots of swearing. First, with the loom connected, use the rear locker switch to engage the locker, and that'll shoot the rod out to its full length. And then you can push the actuator housing in and bolt down the 10mm internal bolt. Use the thread locker, I use Loctite 243. Once the rod's extended, install the actuator housing into place and use the thread locker and that 10mm bolt and put that into place on that internal bolt there. It's not going to fit the adapter, it's going to sit proud of that adapter plate, flange, whatever you call it. Once that's in position, disengage the rear locker switch and the rod will shorten, and that's going to pull the whole actuator snug up to the housing. The rod bolt stays in place, and now you can install your 4 M8 bolts to hold it all into position. From the factory that would be 10mm bolts, or for me it's 12mm because I've fit in these new bolts as discussed in the previous video. The sensor plate is a piece of cake to fit. Now I cleaned it up in the previous video, and so now I'm going to apply the FIPG, the fix in place gasket. Brake and clutch cleaner all over the place first to make sure I've got any oil and dirt off. I haven't used the FIPG before, so I want to make sure it's clean. The instructions here call for a 2mm bead, and I've got 1 shot to get this in place. I don't want it smudging around, I don't want to redo the gasket. So quickly put that into position, and the sensor plate uses 3 more M8 bolts, and they're a little longer than the ones for the adapter plate. So I used some 25mm ones that I had in my Toyota gas box. There are also 2 studs, which tighten down with a 14mm long socket, or a spanner if you're a total masochist. And these studs are for the protector plate for the sensor. The larger protector plate sits on the stud at the bottom of the actuator and a single M8 bolt, 12mm head at the top. It's very difficult to see, but it's in there, and I actually accessed it from the top of the axle. I came in from the rear bumper and I went through to see it that way. That made it easier. Now, unfortunately, the loom was really fussy. To make it easier, just remember the cable should route inside the protector plates, and they'll come out the top along with the rubber breather hose. And they should sit as a trio at the top. There's even a little attachment to join hoses together that comes on the new actuator. There is a metal tab for the loom plugs that you can attach them to the protector plate, and that keeps them all located correctly. Okay, the locker is installed along with its protector plates. They're pretty tired. One of them has 2 holes in it, and so I'm going to order new ones from Amayama. The protector, the big one, is 414676060, part number in the description, and the sensor protector is 414676050. They're 30 quid or so on Amayama, so I can replace these later without having too much to remove. I'm not too worried about that. All right, well, the big question is, did that fix my locker? No, it doesn't look like it. The LED is still flashing. I've got 2 different flashes. I've got a rapid flash and I've got a steady flash. I'm not happy. That's really stupid. That took a long time and it doesn't appear to have fixed the problem. Like, I know that the rod engages, I know the loom works because I saw it myself. I saw it moving in and out of the housing. Right, well, this sucks. I've still got a flashing red light, and it's supposed to go solid red when the diff's locked, and same as the yellow center actuator does. But I need to be able to test this. But I can't do it right now because the thing's still up on jacks and the handbrake's dismantled and pieces of the bumper aren't fixed yet. Using the magic of editing, let's now teleport to the future, and I'll go down to the warehouse once this is all rebuilt. I'll go down to the warehouse and I'll test on some loose gravel and see what works. Right, well that's actually great news. I know a locked diff when I hear one, and it's very clear from the scuffed up gravel that the diff is locked no matter what my dashboard says here. So you can hear it skipping when I'm moving forward. And for comparison, when I take the locker off, you can hear that it's quiet. So perfect, it's working. I don't know why the LED is flashing, but I'm just going to ignore that for now. I'll order a replacement sensor switch from Amiyama with my next order. It's going to be about £40. The part number is 84222-60090. That's the diff lock. I guess it's a position sensor, but it's 23-year-old and it was a bit grubby, so I'll just assume that it's broken. Hopefully that solves the problem. I'm really happy. This is the first time I've had a Land Cruiser where all the lockers work. This was quite a mission to figure out, but I hope these videos help you if you're also in diff lock hell and you're trying to fit it. I didn't need a laptop, I didn't need a computer, I just needed the working loom and lots of time. I got absolutely soaked in the rain because this was a long project. I went through 7 layers of clothing in one morning because I just kept getting soaked. So thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe for more. Stay safe, make good decisions if you can, and I'll see you in another video soon. Videos every Sunday at the moment. We're having a good streak of videos. Please do share it and subscribe. It helps the algorithm do its algorithm thing so that we can grow the channel and then take on more projects. Thank you for watching everyone. Look after yourselves. See you next week.